In the sweltering heat of a Mississippi summer in 1955, Elijah, a young black man with dreams as vast as the cotton fields surrounding him, felt his world shrinking with each passing day. He'd returned from the Korean War a decorated sergeant, his uniform pressed, his medals gleaming, only to be met with the same Jim Crow South he'd left behind. The war had changed him, but the world back home remained stubbornly, dangerously the same. Elijah wasn't looking for trouble. He worked hard at the lumber mill, his muscles aching, his brow perpetually damp. He had a wife, Ruth, and a baby on the way. His life was simple, his ambitions modest. A small house, a healthy family, and enough respect to walk down the street without fear. But in that summer, respect was a luxury a black man couldn't afford. Don't miss this story of courage and the fight for dignity. Subscribe to our channel right now to see how an ordinary man challenged an unjust system. One Saturday, Elijah ventured into town to buy a dress for Ruth. The department store, with its gleaming windows and promises of a better life, was forbidden territory. He knew the rules. Back entrance, no trying on clothes, quick transaction, and disappear. But Ruth deserved a pretty dress, and Elijah, fresh from fighting for freedoms he couldn't enjoy at home, felt a flicker of defiance. What do you think made Elijah risk going into a whites-only store? Share your thoughts in the comments. He found a dress, a vibrant blue that would complement Ruth's warm brown skin. As he waited at the colored counter, a white woman approached, her eyes lingering on the same dress. "I'll take that," she said, her voice sharp. Elijah, who had been there first, spoke softly. "Ma'am, I was here before you." The woman's eyes narrowed. "You think you can tell me what to do, boy?" The store clerk, a thin man with a nervous demeanor, intervened. Now, let's not have any trouble. That dress is for whites only." Elijah's resolve hardened. "It's a dress. It ain't got no color." A small crowd gathered, the air thick with tension. Elijah stood his ground, his war-honed posture radiating quiet strength. He wouldn't back down, not this time. The situation escalated. The store owner, a burly man with a face like thunder, arrived. "Get out, boy, before I call the sheriff." Elijah knew what that meant. A beating, a night in jail, maybe worse. The dream of a house, a family, a life seemed to shrink again. But he couldn't just leave. Not anymore. "I fought for this country," he said, his voice ringing with a pain that went beyond the immediate humiliation. "I earned the right to buy a dress for my wife." The owner sneered. "You earned the right to know your place." Elijah's fist clenched. He was on the verge of exploding. But then, he saw a flicker of fear in the clerk's eyes, a hint of shame on the faces of some in the crowd. And he knew violence wouldn't change anything. Not today. He placed the money on the counter, his hand trembling slightly. "I'll take the dress." The owner hesitated, then with a look of disgust, snatched the money and shoved the dress into a bag. Elijah took it, his head held high, and walked out of the store, leaving behind a silence that spoke volumes. He brought the dress home to Ruth, who admired it, her eyes filled with a mixture of joy and sorrow. That night, as they lay in bed, the weight of their world pressed down on them. But in their shared silence, there was also a spark of hope. A quiet determination to keep fighting, to keep dreaming, until the day came when a dress was just a dress, and a man was just a man, regardless of the color of his skin. If this story moved you, don't forget to subscribe and share it with friends to support those fighting for equality. See you in the next video on our channel.